The Premier League since 1993 season, it's always been about the Big Six. Now I'm thinking, are the Big Six overrated or underrated? Or do they deserve the respect that they give? We all know the Premier League Big Six are Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Spurs. Supposedly Spurs. But it is overrated. They are the most overrated teams in the league. Yes, I give them respect, except Spurs. I don't give Spurs respect. I just think why they deserve respect, it confuses me. I don't think they get they always get the appreciation they deserve, and that's fine. But my question is why aren't the underrated teams are not getting the respect? Nottingham Forest is third in the league. Villa is having success with Unai Emery. Newcastle won the Carabao Cup on Sunday, but they don't get the respect they deserve. I mean, look at Leicester City, who won the Premier League title. I spoke to my friend last week about this. I said Leicester City and Blackburn Rovers title-winning team in the Premier League are overrated. I said they are overrated because it's the fact that they weren't continuously fighting for the title. They went from title rate holders to champions to relegation battles and then battles that they keep falling. But I don't get why teams are getting underlooked. Why are teams getting underappreciated? I'm not saying, oh, you know what, we should add West Ham to the Big Six. We should add West Ham to the Big Six so we can get more talked about. We can get the fame that we deserve. I'm not saying from a Ham point of view. Yes, we do get underlooked. We don't get the appreciation we deserve. But I just find it sad and pathetic. There are teams like Villa, Forest, Brighton, Fulham, Newcastle, who are performing to the best that they could ever imagine, and when they are performing to the point where people overlook them in the predictions. Fine, I overlooked Bournemouth in the predictions, where I put them 17th in the league, but they don't get appreciated. But why does teams like Manchester United, who since Ferguson got retired, and Spurs, who haven't won a trophy since 2008, deserves more respect than teams like Newcastle, Villa, and Forest. Forest are two-time European Cup winners. That's more than Arsenal. That's more than Spurs. That's more than the amount of Chelsea. That's more than Man City. That's more than West Ham. You know, we don't. They teams who are outside the Big Six. I don't get to talk about. You know what? I just find it funny. I mean, look at me last year. I've seen YouTube channels where they talk about like Mark Goldbridge. I've seen things like this. That's football. I've seen the weekend roundup with DR Sports. I've seen the Big Six channel. I've seen this. I've seen that. I've seen that. They can get the hype, but they don't talk about the below six teams, Big Six teams. For me, the Big Six, I think the rule of calling the Big Six should change. I think it just depends. I think the Big Six should just be how you finish in the season. So, the Big Six last season was Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Villa, Spurs, and Newcastle. Yeah, Newcastle, but may not won the Europa League. But it's the fact that the teams I mentioned, Newcastle, Aston Villa, that doesn't get to the Big Six, even though they finished Big Six. Top off the top, they got European Cup last season, like finishing European place, overlooked Man United and Spurs, is the most frustrating point of football. Now, we can have fans to say, but guys, we won Premier League titles. We are in the Big Six because we've been in the Premier League longer than the teams like West Ham, Villa, but Everton's been in the Premier League more than you guys. So it just it doesn't balance out the arguments because Arsenal became invincible, Man City became Centurions. Man United won the treble, Man City won the treble, Chelsea won and Chelsea won the back-to-back trophies. But if you think about the reasons why these guys are really called the Big Six, let's talk about Man City and Chelsea. Man City and Chelsea weren't even talked about that much in the 90s. But when the Abramovich era started for Chelsea, they've won titles: FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Premier League. Man City, when the Saudi money came, they're being talked about. Now they've been Centurions. They've won this, the treble, the Aguero moment, but they don't actually talk about the fact that Villa's doing success without rich owners. Man United, they've got problems at Arsenal with ownership, and I can understand, but you expect Man United, Arsenal to be where they are. Spurs, it's just the late 80s. I mean, yeah, they have fans that are who haven't seen them in the trophy, which is funny, that young, but then 2008. I just don't like the fact that a lot of teams are overlooked. And this is the same thing, when you look at La Liga, you think about Valencia, Villarreal, they get mentioned, but they don't get to be talked about that much. They don't get. I think about Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, three of the biggest teams in the La Liga, but people don't talk about Valencia, Bilbao. They don't talk about Villarreal, Sevilla, even Italy, Syria. People talk about Juventus, Inter Milan, and AC Milan, but people don't talk about Roma that much. People don't give credit to Napoli that much. People don't, even when Napoli won the league title a couple of seasons ago, they are still underappreciated. I just don't see the point of why the league title isn't to is that being epitomized as the Big Six? It's like when you go to school and as soon as you arrive the first day of school, it doesn't matter if it's primary school, it doesn't have to be secondary school. You are in the list of the popular kids, the social geeks, the unpopular kids. They certainly what do you call it? The people that put you in this list are just judging you by the way you look. the way what kind of things you do and outside, like you can be a troublemaker, you can be this, you can be that, you can be like so many things in school, and you can be either the one that's getting bullied or the one that's being doing the bully, and like it's just pathetic for me to see how the big six, like the popular kids, and then the underrated teams like Villa and Newcastle, you know, doing good. No matter how much they can push them forward, they can have 5 to 10 good seasons, but the big six will always be above them. So I don't understand that point of view. Why is the big six being that is being utilized as the the giants, the gods of the Premier League? I think another example would be if you look at a mountain. You've got top of the mountain. You've got the big six teams. Bottom, middle of the mountain. You've got the whole underrated teams. Bottom of the mountain, you have got the shit teams like Southampton, who just been in the Premier League only got 9 points, which is understandable. But again, it's just like popularity contest in the Premier League, which is stupid, really. So yeah, I don't like the way that underage teams think overlooked. Thanks guys for watching this video. Hit the subscribe button if you. I will send the video on the link to the overlap on the not the description. Comment down below. Is the big six teams overrated, or they deserve to have their glory at the sun? Peace. I'm out.